Well, joining me now in studio is Ashley Davis, former Homeland Security official. Ashley, listen, we have these multicolored, rainbow-colored fentanyl pills coming into the country. I disagree with the Biden administration on a lot of issues, but I think every American, even the president, we all agree that we want to protect our children. But you have this fentanyl that's coming in, obviously targeted towards kids. Is the administration doing enough to protect American kids from this dangerous drug?
Absolutely not. This is one of the issues that hit home most to me as the mother of a 13-year-old son, as to you, I'm sure. This morning, I've already canceled all Halloween candy at my house. But this responsibility and this issue and this problem lies directly at the feet of the President and Vice President of the United States and their administration. Because there is absolutely no border policy, because there are people coming across our border at 175% more than it was 2 years ago, and they are taking no responsibility of this, even what was just commented, that this is the problem of the drug cartels. No, it's the responsibility of the President of the United States to have a border policy to keep these people out, not the cartels, not the various leaders of countries. It's the responsibility of this president.
Well, you make a good point. I mean, the cartels aren't about keeping American kids safe. They're not about making American borders secure. The cartels are about making money, and they don't care how they do it. Selling it to American teenagers, they don't care. It's all about money in their pocket.
We are the most powerful country in this world, and these are the United States of America borders, and it is up to our president, our vice president, and our administration to protect our people, especially the children.
No, 100%. Now, Canada, too, is dealing with the migrant crisis. Canada hit a 6-year high in border crossings. Currently, Canadian law turns back migrants to the U.S. for any of those who cross at the port of entry. So, Ashley, I look at that and go, does Canada, listen, I don't look to Canada for policy on anything, but does Canada have this right? When you come to their border, they're turning you back to the U.S. Should we do that at our southern border, turn people back to Mexico?
Absolutely. That's what we were doing 2 years ago.
Under Donald Trump, right?
Under Donald Trump. I mean, whether you like how he talked about it or the rhetoric he used in regards to building the wall, we did not have these problems. We were taking responsibility and protecting ourselves. So, yes, I think Canada is 100% right.
So, the Biden administration says that the border is secure. Missouri Senator Josh Hawley to introduce a bill empowering states to deport illegal migrants. It would evade a 2012 Supreme Court ruling by giving power to state prosecutors to initiate prosecutions for violations. So again, if Joe Biden is not going to enforce the border, Josh Hawley wants to actually say, you know what, I'm going to give it to states. You can actually enforce federal law. You can actually deport illegal migrants, send them back to their country of origin. It makes sense, right?
It makes absolutely sense. We both know that's never going to happen. It's never going to pass in this environment. But it makes complete sense if you're not going to take responsibility, just like what our governors are doing in some of these states by sending migrants to other states. The governors are the ones that have ultimate responsibility. And no power.
Exactly. And by the way, there are states that are impacted the most with these illegal migrants flooding into their cities and their communities, causing huge damage to their budgets, but also to their communities. You mentioned the busing. Now, I got to tell you, and I'm going to be honest, I mention this all the time. I looked at the busing program, sending migrants to D.C. and New York. I thought it was a gimmick, bad idea, but I stand corrected. You look at what's happened, and you've now brought the immigration issue to the forefront, especially for the media in these liberal sanctuary states, right? So, Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg weighed in on DeSantis sending the migrants to Martha's Vineyard, saying Republican governors have no solutions. Listen to what he said.
Obviously, there are issues with the border and with migration. But these are the kinds of stunts you see from people who don't have a solution. It's not just ineffectual. It is hurting people in order to get attention.
Ashley, are you kidding me? These ones that say the Republicans don't have solutions. They've opened up the border. They have no solutions at all.
Well, this makes my blood boil. But listen, I do not like having anyone have human suffering. However, we have to remember these are not just families and these are not just children crossing our borders. These are people that want to harm America, whether it is people coming over with the drugs, but more importantly, people coming over that are sponsored by states that really are dangerous individuals. And they come from Iran, they come from Iraq, they come from Venezuela, and they are here, just like prior to 9/11, to become parts of this country and harm us. And I think that we have to remember that none of these people that are being bused to these sanctuary cities, which in theory have better policy than these states because they're open for migrants to come there. So they should be able to treat them better than Texas can, or better than, Arizona can. So they shouldn't be complaining when they asked for them. However, we have to remember these people are here illegally.
Ashley, I think you bring up a good point. So you know what? If you're the governor of Florida or Texas or Arizona, you're like, we're not a sanctuary state, but oh my goodness, you are in Illinois or in Chicago or in New York City or New York State or Washington D.C. Guess what? You're a sanctuary state. We're going to send them to you. And to think they have the audacity to complain when they get what they actually asked for, it's rich. Final comment.
I just think that this is something, I agree with you that I thought this was a really risky strategy, but I think it's working, because I think what it's trying to do is have that these Democrat, whether they're governors or mayors, go to the President of the United States, which are in their party, and say, come on, you have to do something else.
I think you're right. And again, I think we can't underestimate the power that the media to engage on this issue when they see, illegal migrants coming to their cities in their states is powerful. Ashley Davis, thanks for joining me. I appreciate it.